Hey everybody, I'm Amy from Body Fit by Amy, and this is your 5-minute standing core and breath work workout. This workout is great for anybody who is in the postpartum period, whether you had your baby weeks ago or years ago, or anybody who just needs to reconnect or connect with your core, with that deep core, with that pelvic floor, and your posture and alignment, which are truly the keys to core engagement, to getting a strong, healthy core, and all those other things that we want to do with our ab muscles, right? So go ahead and join me here. I want you to just find that good posture. So I wanted to give you all some of these quick videos that you can do throughout your day, because I know especially if you are a new mom or you're working, all of those things, we don't have time to do a full video, so we can get quick little snippets throughout our day. So just 5 minutes, we're gonna start getting into that good posture. So I want you to stand nice and tall, make sure that you're relaxed, you're not locking your knees or locking your glutes. And then I want you to think about lifting through the top of the head, stacking those ears over your shoulders. Connect with that. Are your shoulders rounding forward? Are they pulling back? Connect there. And then we're gonna stack that rib cage over the pelvis. So shoulders over the rib cage, and check in with where is your rib cage. A lot of us get rib flare, often through pregnancy, where things kind of separate. Let's pull that in. Think about tacking down right at the top of that rib cage while you're connecting with the core. And then stacking that rib cage over your pelvis, over those hip bones. So where are those hip bones? A lot of us get an anterior or posterior pelvic tilt. I want you to think about holding a bucket of water and not letting that water spill, right? So I want you to be here. Think about pulling those hip bones together. Now, when I say that, I don't mean bringing your knees in. I mean, think just visualizing as if there were magnets bringing everything together, as well as with that rib cage, and then again, ribs right over your hip bones. Do you feel that core connect when you do that? And then that pelvic floor, we're gonna lift. We're gonna do some TA breathing in just a second, but we wanna stay lifted. That's not gripping with the glutes. It's not sucking in for the core, but lifting. This would be sort of our active core when we're doing those things in our workouts, but we're gonna start with just standing. So giving yourself some time throughout your day that you can just connect with that posture, because most of us, with all the things that we're doing, we're getting out of alignment, we're sitting, we're driving, all of that. So connecting with that is really the key to connecting with your core. And then let's talk about breathing. So a lot of us do backwards breathing. Inhale up, exhale down. What we want to think about is inhale to expand all the way around. I call this TA breathing or transverse abdominis breathing. Your TA is your deepest layer of core muscles. So inhale to expand through the belly, through your back, through your sides, and those shoulders should not be moving up and down. Inhale. As you exhale, pulling that core in. Everything we just talked about, hips coming together, ribs coming together, lift of that pelvic floor. So breathing, everything comes in, lift right through there. So let's just do some TA breathing. So if you can make that exhale audible, you can do that. You can do a s or sh. That can really help you connect as well. So you're gonna work through this breathing a bit. Again, if you can tell yourself, I'm just gonna get that TA breathing and pelvic floor activation throughout my day, a few times here or there, that's gonna do wonders for helping you in your workouts, helping you in your daily life reconnect with the core. When we get that backwards breathing or when we suck in, we often are putting pressure down on the pelvic floor, putting pressure out on the abdominal wall, and that's where we sometimes can get that little pooch, right? So if you're someone, and I hear this all the time, who says, I just can't get rid of the pooch, think about your breathing, think about your alignment. That can be all helpful. So you can use those hands to almost think about closing the core, and also to make sure that as you inhale, you're expanding. Think of your core as a canister. We have your diaphragm, we have your pelvic floor, we have those core muscles in between and right through here. Let's get one more. So now that we've done that, let's do a little pelvic floor elevator, right? So doing a pelvic floor activation, I don't really even call them Kegels anymore, because so often we cued them years ago, and I did it too, as squeezing like you're trying to stop going to the bathroom or stop the flow of urine. Sometimes that means we grip with our glutes or we squeeze too tight. It's a gentle lift. Think if you were sucking a straw, or people use lifting a blueberry with your vagina. That's what you want to think about. So pelvic floor activation, we're lifting that up just like we do with the TA breathing, but let's do a little elevator. We're going to go up to the 10th floor. Again, you're not sucking in, but I want you to feel that little lift. Pelvic floor has 4 parts: front and back, side to side, pubic bone, tailbone, sit bones. Think about pulling through that. Imagine it's a fishing net. Let's take it right here. So inhale, as we exhale, we're gonna lift up floor 1, floor 2, 3, not squeezing tight. And especially if you're someone, if you have some pelvic floor dysfunction, please see, we're at 5, keep going. A pelvic floor physical therapist, or if you have diastasis recti, all this will be really helpful. But sometimes with pelvic floor dysfunction, it is a sign that you might have a too tight pelvic floor, which is also weak. Let's take it up to 10. Feel that connection, make sure you're breathing through it, and then slowly coming back down, right? So that's something that you can do throughout your day. Again, not gripping. And if you have any pelvic floor dysfunction, incontinence, make sure you see a pelvic floor PT to make sure that you're not overdoing it, that you're not super tight. That is our 5 minutes, team. So get this throughout your day. Just checking in with that alignment, just checking in with your breathing, checking in with that deep core connection and that pelvic floor activation. I call it the ABCs of core engagement, alignment and posture, breathing, and of course, core and pelvic floor activation. You did it! 5 minutes, get it throughout your day. Let me know what you thought in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe. Great job, everybody.